This screencast will show you how to use Google Maps to map out your trip and find directions. The first thing you need to do is go to the website, and you can type in maps.google.com and it will take you directly to Google Maps. So you're going to be starting your trip in Bellingham and you want to find directions. Using this little blue diamond with the arrow in it, it will allow you to search for directions rather than just a place on the map. My first destination is Bellingham. So on the top line, I'm going to type in Bellingham, Washington. And let's say that one of the sites of interest I wanted to visit was Disneyland. I could start typing that in. And usually something well-known like that will show up and I can just select it. Now it's showing me that that's going to be 19 hours and 26 minutes and 1,249 miles. That is more than I would want to drive in one day. So what I'm going to want to do is add a destination somewhere between Bellingham and Disneyland. So I can click the plus right here to add a destination, and I can drag it in between. And now I can decide maybe somewhere about halfway in between that I want to add. And it doesn't necessarily have to be somewhere you're going to spend much time at. Maybe you're just going to spend the night there and then drive more the next day. More importantly, you want to make sense with the amount of time you drive each day. So I would think somewhere maybe in Southern Oregon would make sense. And if I click around on here, I can see Portland. If I zoom in, it might show me more destinations. There's Eugene, Medford. And when I clicked on one, it added it. So if that's not what I want, I can always delete it and add a different destination. And I'm thinking when I zoom in that maybe Medford would be a good place to stop. So I'm going to click on Medford. It adds it. And now I can click to see the details on my trip. And it should show me how long it takes to get to each of the destinations. So I can see that it will be 8 hours and 28 minutes. If I look on here, get from Bellingham to Medford, and it'll be 534 miles. And from Medford to Disneyland is 10 hours and 50 minutes and 716 miles. So I think that would be fine for what I want to do. And these are the things that I would record on my Excel sheet. So if it says 8 hours and 28 minutes, I would record that as 8.5 and then type in the 534 miles. If it says 10 hours and 50 minutes, I would record that as 11 because we only want to do hours and half hours and do them as 0.5 so that eventually it can add them up in Excel. It's not going to be able to add them if we write them as hour and minute like this. And that's pretty much how it works. I can always go back here on this top arrow to back to my destinations and continue adding destinations. Maybe I'm going to make this a loop and I'm going to go to, say, Salt Lake City on my way home. Click Salt Lake City, it adds it. And then I want to add another destination. Let's say I also want to go to somewhere else in Oregon on my way home. I think I'll go to Bend and then go back to Bellingham. And now I can see my total trip is 46 hours. It's broken up into different stops, and I could decide if I wanted to see other things in those places or if I just want to spend the night and spend most of my time at Disneyland. And that's pretty much how you use Google Maps. Have fun.